MTV.
Madonna Weekend here on Music Television. Sorry if you don't like Madonna, but not much chance of that. Everybody loves Madonna. And we joined Kurt Loder, my friend and colleague over in the MTV in America now. He's actually been invited to Madonna's home to have dinner with her. Luckily, he took along a camera crew so we can all share in the delights. Here's dinner with Madonna in famous last words.
Thanks for coming over, Kurt. You're just in time for the main course.
People think that being a star is about being fabulous, being in the spotlight, having your picture taken all the time and having everyone worship and adore you. Being rich, 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 having it all. And you know what? They're absolutely right.
Take your shirt off.
Want to take it off?
Mm-hmm. I'm so desperate.
For what?
For some fun.
What
It's all
kind of
work.
fun do I have?
Tour films, I think music tour films are always a cliche by now. You follow a band around. This
Yeah.
is nothing like any other tour film that's ever been done, I don't think, since the Rolling Stones, maybe. Did you start out to make this kind of movie, or did it just kind of evolve this way?
It evolved, yeah. We started out just wanting to basically document what we were doing on stage and get some backstage footage to sort of, you know, shoot some black and white backstage stuff to cut away and give you a sense of being on the road, you know. But then I got more interested in the backstage footage, so...
The backstage took over, right?
It absolutely took over. I mean, and my rationalization for that was that I thought it is a live medium.
Yeah.
You know, most people will already have seen the show that want to see the show, and to try and really fully capture that completely, I don't think you'll ever, I think you'll always sell it short,
Yeah.
so let's concentrate on the backstage stuff, because that certainly was more interesting to me, and I mean, we didn't really know exactly what we were doing, but...
When you were watching the rushes, or if you're watching the footage of this and you see yourself in it without makeup and you're wearing this little shower hat and stuff, did you think, gee, should I be doing this? I mean...
No, I said, ooh, I look really grody good.
Why would that be good?
Well, because everybody has a preconceived notion about me, you know, because I love to be glamorous and stuff, but, I mean, to show other dimensions, you have to sort of be willing to get down to the nitty-gritty, undressed, so to speak.
Do you want to talk at all off camera? You have nothing.
She doesn't want to live off camera, much less talk. There's nothing to say off camera. Why would you say something if it's off camera? What point is there of existing?
Do you think this is a totally honest movie, the way it's come out?
Totally honest.
Is there anything you've held back at all?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, but there's no way that you could have seen every aspect of my life in 2 hours. I mean,
true.
the camera, even if the camera followed me around for my entire life, you know, how can you ever really completely know me? But even a lie is very telling. So, you know, I'm not one of those people that think, oh, they know that the camera's on, they're not telling the truth. I mean, if you go into a psychiatrist's office and you say, you know, you sort of change the truth a little bit, or you make, you know, or whatever, there's still something revealing about that. Even a performer who's actually on stage performing, there's something revealing about their persona, their personality, their character.
We don't meet a lot of your family in here. We know you have one brother on tour with you. He's an artist, but we meet Martin, your other brother, in this. And he turns up, and he's sort of trying to convince people that he's pretty tight with you, too. It's not entirely convincing.
Well, he's a bit of a con artist. That's the charming thing about my brother.
But then you're telling us, the security guy, if he turns up with his entourage watching because my brother's crazy, and then he turns up late and you've gone to bed, and this is all being filmed.
Well,
sort of
about 5 hours late.
Well, he has to crawl out with his tail between his legs and his friends with him. It's so touching, you know.
But that's life, isn't it? I mean, I wanted to show a slice of my life, and that's part of my life. And in a sense, that is you know, a microcosmic sort of display of my relationship with my brother. I mean, I adore my brother, you know, but he's a real con artist, and in a way, he's a great actor. He's very entertaining.
Has your father gotten used to the fact now? I know he's saying in this film, he's objecting to the sexy parts of the show and says, I know, it's arty.
Dad, I'm not getting racy. I've been racy.
I know, but can't you tone it down a bit?
What, for you?
Yeah.
No, because that would be compromising my artistic integrity.
Well, of course. You undressed in this performance?
No.
Oh, God.
Of course I don't.
And has he gotten used to the fact that you're sort of flaunting your boobs all over magazines
I think
and stuff?
you know, his kind of protesting of it, you know, is almost like a reflex more than a, because I know he expects it of me now, and he doesn't, you know. Well, it was a little, you know, it was a little racy in some sections. Well, you know, I mean, he would never be specific with me, and I go, yeah, right, Dad, and then we go on to the next subject.
Yeah. Why did you decide to go to your mother's grave site? That seemed like maybe pushing it. I'm sure some people will feel that's pushing things too far to take a camera crew to your mother's grave. Do you think it was tasteless? Or?
Why? What's tasteless about it? My mother's death is a big part of my life.
Yeah, but taking a camera crew there, I think people might say, well...
Well, they would probably think, if they were offended by that, then they would think that the interview with my friend Moira and my brother Martin and all the other really revealing things would be, I would think they would find the whole thing offensive.
Do you think some of your fans might? I mean, your fans go down to, I'm sure, 12 and below, no doubt. Do you think this is a movie for all of them? Do you think everybody should see it, or should it just be, it's an R-rated film now?
It's an R-rated film. I think that teenagers could certainly see it. Beneath the age of, what, I don't know, like 13 or something, I would, you know, I think it would be good if a parent, if the kid like insisted they wanted to see it, that their parent was there to make sure, to explain things to them that they didn't understand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kevin Costner also crops up in this. I thought it was really hilarious. I mean, is he aware that his little vignette in here is going to be in the movie?
Yeah, he knows it.
How does he feel about that?
I don't know. I haven't asked him. But do you have his phone number? I mean, we could call him up right now.
Well, maybe afterwards.
No, I don't. You know, I don't. I know I'm making fun of him to a certain extent. I'm basically, you know, I think Kevin has this sort of real Jimmy Stewart, aw shucks kind of image, you know, and you know, I just was teasing him about it, and I certainly wouldn't feel comfortable about showing that scene in the movie if I didn't make fun of myself constantly throughout the whole movie. So.
No. There's a vignette in the film which shows a gay pride parade in New York, and has Queer Nation is in there. I wonder if you're aware of the group in New York that is now putting out posters that say absolutely queer, and they'll have a picture of a very hot young actress or a very well-known TV.
Outing.
Yeah.
Yes.
What do you think of that practice?
I think it's a tough one, you know. I think, you know, it's an explosive issue, really, you know. On the one hand, I can see their point of view, the people that want to out people, and saying, you know, if people in powerful positions would come out and say they were gay, then the masses, or the people that don't understand, or the people that have prejudice against homosexuals and gay lifestyles or whatever, would see, you know, would get rid of their stereotypes that gay people are, you know, perverts or whatever, you know. If you know, a handful of powerful people would just have the courage to come forth, I think that's their point, you know, and saying, but on the other hand, the other side of the argument is, you know, I'll come out when I'm ready to come out, or I'll say my sexuality or my sexual preference is nobody's business. You know, I mean, there's two sides of the story.
I think that dominates the argument, though, doesn't it? I mean, people have a right to say what they want when they want to say it.
Yeah.
And also, how do you know these people are gay?
People do have the right to say what they want to say. It's unfortunate that there aren't more outspoken people on gay rights, you know, that are in powerful positions.
Yeah.
You know, that's the unfortunate aspect of it. And it's unfortunate that saying somebody's gay is such a frightening thing in the world today, that it's such a frightening concept, you know.
No doubt, to some extent, because of AIDS, I would imagine.
Absolutely, right? Because of AIDS, yeah.
I want to be a baby.
I wanted to ask you about the whole Justify My Love.
Brouhaha.
Brouhaha, yes.
Oh, but can we talk about it on MTV?
I think we can.
Okay.
You know? Some of us wanted to see it shown on MTV, maybe late at
We
night.
won't name any names, will we, Kurt?
No, not yet.
Okay.
But I wonder what you made of the subsidiary controversy with the track being lifted from Public Enemy, and Lenny Kravitz is getting a lot
Yeah,
of...
but Public Enemy lifted the track from James Brown. I mean, if we talk
Well,
about...
now they say they brought musicians in to do that track. They say that's a musical track they created.
Yes, but I challenge any rap artist to talk about originality, because they all rip off tracks from everybody else. I mean, that is the essence of rap music.
Yeah.
You know, they have, one would hope they have political messages or something to say in their rap, but generally it's all music borrowed from other people. So.
Do you think this is a good thing, or is it simply theft?
I think it's inevitable. I mean, I borrow from people all the time in my work, in my videos. I pay tribute to painters and photographers and dancers and so on and so forth. And I think that it's inevitable, and I think one should look at it as flattery, you know, or sort of an homage being paid to somebody.
I know Public Enemy has talked about maybe working with you. They could really show you how this is done.
Hell, I'd love to work with Public Enemy. They are my #1 favorite rap group.
Really? Good.
Yeah.
Were you aware of the Ingrid Chavez controversy? She claimed she did the songs and you just overlaid vocals on top of it?
Yes, I was aware of it, but when Lenny Kravitz brought me the song, I didn't know anything about the fact that he had worked with Ingrid Chavez. I mean, I was completely innocent in the situation. And Lenny brought me a track with, you know, with vocals, with the lyrics written, and then I came in and changed the things that I wanted to change vocally or lyrically, and then did, you know, my version of it.
They say that you can't do the masturbation scene tonight, otherwise you'll be arrested.
So what's considered masturbation?
When you stick your hand in your crotch.
My question is, does it help legally, strictly as a legal question, if we go out on stage, someone says, this show may contain graphic material, anyone choose to leave may do so.
Your visit to Toronto is portrayed, and we had originally understood that you actually had to leave Toronto, escape Toronto, essentially, and run away. Is that what happened there? What was the upshot of all that?
Well, I didn't really know until I was told that they will, if they're going to arrest you, they will be waiting for you at the end of the show. So the idea was, okay, well, if they don't, they may change their minds, so we better get the hell out of here, you know, before they do change their minds. So in other words, don't go back to the hotel and spend the night and leave the next day. So we sort of packed up and were ready to go.
Beat a retreat out of the fascist state of Toronto,
yes,
I believe you referred to it.
He got out of Dodge.
Will you be going back there ever again?
Oh, I don't think so.